So the big difference here is venture returns don't follow a normal distribution curve, right? These returns have power curve characteristics. And what do we mean by power curve characteristic? There's plenty of people on the call here, I think, that know what that means. But what we're talking about here is a situation where maybe just 1 in 100 of the companies in your portfolio is going to end up being a unicorn. So think about that for a second. If you have 1,000 companies in a portfolio, 10 of those are going to end up being unicorns. If you have a 20 company portfolio, suddenly you can start to see that the odds are not really working in your favor. Because as Peter Thiel and many other people have said, if you lack that one big company in your portfolio, it can be very, very difficult to get the fund to return a good multiple or the kind of multiple that investors want to see. So that 1 in 100 figure has been, it's been replicated by us, it's been replicated by CB Insights and a number of other folks. And it's also visible in the empirical returns or the empirical data around the returns of people like YC, 500 Startups, Sequoia, and others. So this is not a hunch, this is actual reality. 1 in 100 of those are the companies that you invest in as investors are going to go on to become a unicorn. Now, what's fascinating about that is if you have 2 companies in a 1,000 company portfolio that go on and do that, you can quite literally have 998 failures if these 2 companies go on to be 300, 500x multiples, 1,000x multiple. You can return your fund without any participation from the other 998 companies. It doesn't work that way in any other asset class. Right, or rarely. And so venture doesn't follow a normal distribution curve. That's the first takeaway from this slide. By the way, our data set, as I've mentioned earlier, is based on 600,000 venture transactions spanning 20 years. In the course of doing this analysis, we constructed 4 billion virtual VC portfolios, which is a lot. So we're not talking on a small amount of data here, or a small data set. What we're really expressing, or what the data is expressing to us, these are significant findings, so they're not based on a small amount of data.